evening, and my apologies if the quality of the video this morning was not the best. My apologies. But what do you think to the music today of those two lads and the lady? Did you like it? Skip the banana. Yeah, never mind. These things do happen. Righty ho! So we've got 23 people here. Thank you very much. Okay. Tripping over the bloody wire. Down. Oh my. Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully. Right, very good evening. So, like my pudding. Right. You wonderful people. So, seven have just flew out the door. Wowee! What happened there? As soon as I put the guitar down, seven, whoosh! We're scurrying to the hills. Right. Just wanted to update you all. Obviously, the persons I was speaking to today. Right, take them off. Oh, hold on, what's that? Okay, so I put some more cream on. But I've got something to show you. Because people don't believe. Incredible as it may seem, some people just didn't believe. So those people who don't believe won't believe that I'm resting my chin on a bag. Yeah? You won't like think it. So, what is in the bag, you say? I know you're dying to know. Well, it's one of those types of bags that this strap, yeah, thick strap, and not another one that side. No, there isn't. So in here we have dun, 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 dun. So right in there we have what's called they call it a ThinkPad, and yeah, ThinkPad. So this is 10 times faster than what I've got over there, which is a Ryzen 5. That Ryzen 5 has 8 gig of memory, and this has 16, which means now I can, because I've already got the Discord, I can do Twitch, YouTube at the same time for playing games. So yeah, and I thought this was a little bit like on the the dinky side, but it's got 16 gigabyte of RAM in it, and one thing I forgot to do was ask, because it's obviously internal graphics, same as on the laptop over there, but this is going to enable me to stream games. These games, fingers crossed, Daisy, Escape from Tarkov, and I think Warzone, And oh yes, I switched on my Xbox today, some kind of update, and I saw on there FIFA 25, and I was like, ooh, 80% off. Now, when that's a digital download, I do know that, but I've got the spare camera, and I can point that at the TV to play the game, and that's for a gaming channel, nothing else, just gaming. The hard bit's going to be when I was speaking to you earlier on this year. I think it was January. There's keys on the keyboard that we just don't use, like the ones beside your enter button, the less than, more than, colon, semicolon, that sort of thing. Well, apparently in gaming you can bind, is that the right term? Bind. Anyway, you can, like, because what I want to be able to do is do this with the game, learn the keyboard skills, and do this with the mouse, while everything on the game is just getting trashed. So yes, and that's going to be like spare time after doing Hard Day's Craft. So yeah. Now, 1 second. On the bus on the way home, I was looking at business cards. Now, I don't know yet if there is a place in city centre where you can have business cards done, because what I want to do with them is, like today, when I saw 3 people playing, I heard them singing before, and I was like, okay, that sounds all right. And as I said to the last person who was in the city centre, who was playing saxophone, do you mind if I record, please? And they were quite all right about it, so yeah. And yeah, Church Warzone, bro. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. What's Dan said? You will not be able to play those games on. Oh, right, Dan. Got you. What a kick in the pants that is. But so I have to get like a proper graphics card. Is that correct, Dan? To be able to stream games, as on the Xbox is Starfield, but I want to be able to play that on a PC, same as Star Citizen, because they're both space games. And maybe the big one, which is Eve. Maybe. I used one for work. They are just good enough to handle. Oh, right. Okay. Good to know. Now, I was checking on the bus on the way home, and Newcastle United have gone back silent. So, do you in chat know like what's happened? Any more bids for there's Sesko, he's on the radar. There's Wisa from sure that's Brentford. So is any more news related to Newcastle United? Because I'm starting to get a little bit weird. You know, I mean, there's things at Newcastle United which could be better. And I did a post of Eddie Howe earlier and posted that with why is nothing happening? See, what you got to look at is this. Eddie's wanted players to come into Newcastle United early. We had that 10-day window, nothing. And then the actual transfer window opened. And you think, and this is another thing that's really annoyed me, where the proper transfer window opens up again and absolutely nothing. No no bids for the Delap lad. There was, rumours of Brian and Bremwell wanting like 250,000 plus. That's another thing that's really got me angry, because if we're paying 120 grand or thereabouts, give or take, for Alexander Isak, we're way behind everybody else, and that's the thing that's totally and utterly shocking, because I want the club. Oh yes. Went into Ladbrokes today. Now, I had, the last time I went into Ladbrokes, they've got some bizarre machines in Ladbrokes. There's two guys sitting at machines today, and it reminded me of the one-arm bandit, where it was just pressing the button and it was like the wheels were spinning. But I went in there a couple of weeks ago, and 16-1 to win the title. And I said, I wanted top four. And today, the woman turned around and says top four is available. However, not at that price. Not at 7-4. So it didn't happen. Because, like I say, I mean, I'm pleased there is a price for, where Newcastle's going to finish. But the thing that's got me wondering is this, and it's just this. We're in the 18th day of July, and we've got Anthony Elanga. That's it. Tomorrow, because it's Friday today, tomorrow we're playing Celtic. And, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Because it's just, to me, it's like a case of who's coming in? Because we still don't know. And like I said the other day in my live, Newcastle United Football Club is just that. It's a football club. And I'm a bit angry because who's joining Anthony Elanga? Who? And where they're from? Are they beaming in from off planet? I mean, Adam Pearson was saying earlier about he's up in Glasgow at the moment for the game tomorrow, and he was sitting outside of a bar up there, which is for Newcastle United fans, and we should be doing more, man. We've got to be doing more. It's like we're asleep. I mean, crazy and bonkers, man. Also, this weekend, I'm going to try and get 10 minutes of video, and it's 10. If I get this 10 minutes of video, that will be the pilot for the Mighty Magpie show, and I think I have enough of the material I want, I think. So yeah, but no, I just want something to happen with Newcastle United, because we're lagging behind one player on the 18th day of July. No, it's not good enough. And yes, Jamie Rubin went to Austria today, but it's not good enough, because who's following Anthony Langa into the team? Who is it? Are they going to play on the pitch with a hood over their head? Tell us. We deserve it, because at the end of the day, we're supporters. We worship at the cathedral on the hill. Oh yeah, have to renew membership as well. And there is like I said to a few people, there is a way. Chat seems to have frozen. Bonkers. I'm still going to continue though. But yeah, I'm just thinking, because obviously not long left until July is gone. But we should be doing better, man. And getting back to those business cards, what I'm going to do with the business cards is this. I'm going to have Seeking You on the business card, and say to artists. I actually saw somebody today on the tram, and they had a guitar case, big black thing, and it says what kind of guitar. They had a bass guitar, and the lad he was standing next to, he's a guitarist and a drummer as well at the same time, and it must be one of those indie type bands. But yeah, they were, I asked him whether he used the plec for his bass guitar, or whether he just used, because when you're playing bass, that's how you do it, with your two fingers, for the better sound quality. Oh, have I gone up? Yes, I've gone up to 27. So yes, I thought I would show you that. And the hope is that I can stream games, and eventually I'll have a tower, and the tower will have a 4 series card for 40-90 or thereabouts, so I can play the high-end games, and I'll be doing that at the same time. So I'll be on Twitch, which means Discord will be open, and YouTube at the same time. So lots to look forward to. And the reason why I'm showing you the laptop is because there are a certain little selection of you who just don't believe. So you do now, because you've just seen it. Now, yeah, getting back to those cards, I'm going to hand out the cards to people who are doing music, and I'll always ask them permission if I can record them, because, you know, if I can record them, brilliant. If I can't, fair enough, you know. But yeah, these cards will be for Seeking You, and what I want also is whoever is running Seeking You up in Newcastle, them to do the same thing, like business cards. So if they see somebody in the city centre playing music, ask them, can I record? And do a live on YouTube, and then we go from there. And all of their footage in Newcastle will go onto Geordie Nation, and they get the credit for the video, whoever it is, because I don't know. But yes, today I was looking at buildings which are not being used, and some of those buildings, Maid Marian Way, there is a building on the start of Maid Marian Way, and it's a big building, multiple floors. So I've got 28 of yous here. Thank you very much. Chat is frozen, and I don't know how to repair chat. So yeah, but I'm still gonna continue. So yes, there will be a gaming channel, there will be the music channel, NUFC, which is on this one, and each one will have its home. Right, and the thing is with the other channels is to grow those channels so that they get monetized, then keep pumping the videos for different things, like Geordie Nation going to Whitley Bay and filming on the beach from where the rocks are all the way up to St Mary's Lighthouse, colour coats. I used to love it there, colour coats. And I didn't go much to White Sands at Tynemouth, not really, but did go fishing up at the mouth of the Tyne. But yes. And one thing I am thinking of doing, I'm going to have a word with a local MOT station, and I'm going to say to the MOT station, "2 years worth of advertising free." As the free is an incentive to the MOT station to turn around and say, "Here's my car, please give it a clean bill of health, i.e. new brakes, new tyres, and like everything the car will need." So that's headlights, brake lights, etc. Fresh MOT. Then we go to Polygraphics, and Polygraphics are going to do the I think they call them decals or something like that. That is my crest on the bonnet and number 9 both front doors, and then 2 stripes straight over the top of the car, straight down to the back end, with the club crest in the rear window. That's what's coming. And then later on, when the other car comes, what I'll do is I'll auction it, the Mondeo. I'll auction the Mondeo off, and then I'll donate the money to charity. And that way it'll have served its purpose. So yeah, we are frozen. We're frozen in time. But yeah. So apparently there's 27 people here, and there's 6 likes. Oh, there's 27 people here. Oh. It's not frozen. It's not frozen. Why? Ay. Dang, that hurts, man. Oh, but you can see. Yeah, you can see. Can't you? Yeah. Not going bald. No. Damn, man, that hurts. So where's me painkillers? Where's I put me painkillers? Can't tell you which ones they are, but there's the painkillers. So yes, there's 30 people here and 7 likes. So we haven't frozen, just chat's frozen. As we got Callum, we got Ting Tong and Daz Wells. I'm really annoyed at that, man. Really annoyed at that. Damn, man. Anyway, stick that in there. So, oh, we just dropped. We just dropped. Nope, we're back up again. 31, 7 likes. So, yes, once Seeking You is on the .org, and the Geordie Nation is on .co.uk. there's another one waiting to come. And yeah, hopefully you're going to love the other one. I'm trying to spin it backwards. Right, okay. Yeah, for some reason chat is frozen like a block of ice. But it is what it is. Now, one thing I'm going to try and do. So I'm speaking to some people today about it, and that is a Les Paul guitar, and have the Fender Champion 100 as a backup. I want either one a big monitor and head for music. But yeah, so hopefully something has happened today where football's concerned, because I've heard nought at all. Right. Oh, got 32 here. Very good evening, everybody. 33. We're claiming. We're claiming. Ay, 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 ay. Time for some cream. Right. Put that in there. Yeah. But yes, so the Geordie Nation is for Geordie Nation at the end of the month, and whoever is going to be running Geordie Nation up in Newcastle, what you got to remember is this: they're a startup, yeah. So it'll probably be remote for at least a good few months, and then that gives me time to get people in remote and then give them the opportunity to say you're starting remote, but you're going to be working in an office environment. And I've seen a couple of sites today which is very light, so that the sunlight beams through the doors in different locations. There was one which is 2-story, and that one has boards up at every window, and I believe there was 20 windows in total. So that's enough space, and it's got car parking space as well. And it's right on the border of city centre. But it has its own car park, and it has, I thought it said sales, but it's a different pronunciation of the same thing. And as it's been boarded up for quite some time, there's a good chance of getting it at a good price. Right, so now there's 31 people here. I thank everybody for coming in. and I've got to test this new ThinkPad, and hopefully it will play Star Citizen, Starfield, Escape from Tarkov, DayZ, just to name a few games. I mean, my brother plays Half-Life, but yeah. Right, so thank you all for coming in. I'm going to come off now at 44 minutes because chat just seems to be stuck, which means I can't see what you're typing or nothing. But see you all 11:30 tomorrow, and the hope is, as I keep going into the city centre on the bus, I find more artists who are playing more music, and then I share them with you and give them a card to say that's from Seeking You, so they can join it and then they can stream from wherever they live if they wish. So thank you all for coming in, and see you all 11:30, or I might do it earlier, but thank you for coming in anyway. And please give me a like on the way out if you like the content, and have yourself a wonderful evening.